Hi everybody. Okay, I'm going to dilute this liquid soap, and I ended up, this was a really big batch, I ended up with 17 pounds. I want to show you what it looks like, but I'm going to put it on the burner. I hope you can see it. It's real nice and translucent. That took me a day and a half in the oven at 200 degrees. I don't know how people do it at 4 hours, but every time I've made it, once I went to the oven, it took a lot longer. And what I do when I first do my dilution is use 12 ounces of water. Whew, lots of steam here. Let's take this off. I don't want the camera all steamed up. 12 ounces of distilled water per pound of paste. That's how I start it. I'm going to end up having to add more water, but that's okay. We'll just start it at 12 ounces. And it'll take time. It'll probably take a couple days before I get it totally diluted. So we'll just break it up. It's a nice paste. And I'll turn the water on low while I drop this paste in here. Now I did this at 1% discount. So when I first tested my sample, I got about a 10 in the pH. I'm going to dilute this. I'm going to let it sit for about probably about a month before I test that pH again. I like my pH to be between 9.4 and 9.6. So we'll just see. What I have found is that pH drops some if you let it sit. So I don't know where it's going to be, and I'll test it again before I finalize the pH. And at that point, once I finalize the pH, I'll add some vegetable glycerin and check to see where the thickness is. And what I'll use to thicken it is a 20% salt solution, which once I scent my batches, after I scent it is when I'll thicken it if it's necessary. You gotta do this step by step, and really liquid soap is pretty forgiving. So once you learn how to correct your batches, whether that is using a diluted potassium hydroxide solution, if you've got it with a lot of excess fatty acids, or dropping your pH and taking it back and forth. Once you know how to do that, you can correct just about anything. It's not rocket science, but I do recommend using a meter over those strips, because a meter is accurate. Those strips are not accurate for something like this, and you can't really do any correction without having a meter. Every single batch I've ever made, especially when I first started making liquid soap, I can correct. I have not ever wasted any batch. And that is what I like about liquid soap. You can't correct anything. It does take a lot of patience, because this, you can't rush it. It's step by step. What we're going to do is put the lid on, turn the stove off, and forget about it. And then what I'll do is I'll keep checking it and heating it up again, letting it dissolve. Maybe adding some more water if it's all hit and miss, but when I add the water, I only add a few ounces per pound at a time till I get this whole thing diluted. Thanks for watching. There'll be a part 3.